Hi Leo, welcome to your February 2020 love reading. I hope everyone's happy and you're doing well. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Andrea and this is Soul Embers. I hope you stay for the journey. To my returning Soul Embers family, welcome back guys. I would like to thank each and every one of you that have liked, that have subscribed, and of course I'd like to thank everybody for the views, right? But most importantly, I'd like to thank you for the comments that you guys leave on the channel. I absolutely love the energy that you bring to Soul Embers, and you know, the comments that you leave not only in support of the way I go about doing my readings, for those of you that do resonate of course, are so unbelievably humbling. And I'm so thankful and grateful for the community that we're building here. But the comments that really blow me away are the ones you leave in support of each other. Some of us are going through a tough time, and not only do you feel comfortable enough to share your thoughts and feelings in the comment section, but it is just amazing how another viewer can just jump in when someone's feeling a little bit down and out and drop a couple of lines to keep the faith and the hope going. Just beautiful energy. I love what we're building here. I want to continue to see that expand and just grow. So thanks guys. Now everything and anything you need to know about how I go about doing the readings, how these energies can be applied, and play out, reverse flipped, tossed, upside down, as well as what to do if the message doesn't resonate, how we can apply timing and what we mean when we say timing is fluid, as well as a disclaimer. All of that is in the description box below. If you really wanted to reach out for a personal reading because you like the way I go about doing my readings, my contact details are below also. So without further ado, let's jump into it, Leo. I've already shuffled and meditated on your energy and already channeled. And I've got to tell you, the Leos I'm connecting with today are going through some tough energies when it comes to their loved one. I feel the Leos I'm connecting with are keeping something to themselves. Potentially about walking away from a relationship. I feel that you go from being absolutely certain that it's the best decision for you, that the relationship has run its course and it no longer has to offer you or the other person what it needs to sustain it and keep it going. And then you flip that to the other extreme of really acknowledging how much greatness it's brought to your life, how much you've grown, how much it's touched you emotionally, and the progress you've made emotionally, the connection that you've built with this person, and what you've established together in your tangible world. I feel that you become quite nostalgic in those times, and it really pulls on your heartstrings at the thought that you may, close that door behind you. There is a fear associated with and the heaviness that comes with making a decision like this. Understanding that if you make the wrong decision, there's potentially the risk of it. If you regret it, you can never go back to it. For some of you, you're quite happy to make the decision and walk away and shut that door without having any type of regret. With others, I'm feeling that, there is some fear associated with that. Very interesting energy. So obviously it can be one or the other. Very general, I understand. Very, very general. But let's jump into the reading and let's have a look at how the tarot can tie into the messages I'm channeling, and hopefully it'll give more clarity as to which of those two energies I'm connecting with today and who this message is for, Leo. So I'm feeling that you might be feeling quite flat at the moment, and understandably, there is a sense of disappointment associated with the, potentially ending this union. You're withdrawing and you're taking some time to really think about how imbalanced it's how imbalanced you're feeling, how there are certain aspects of yourself that have stunted in growth as a result of, you know, there not being a wholesome type of energy exchange between you and your person. And so there are aspects of you, maybe to your creativity, maybe within your own personal life and your career, which have really, really suffered as a consequence. And there are others areas that have really skyrocketed and you've really grown in. I feel that this relationship is one of those relationships where it's a very extreme one, and it does lack the kind of balance that is needed for a balanced life in your tangible world, both, you know, what you produce in your life as well as how you evolve as a being, right? In a balanced way, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Okay, so let's jump into it and let's see who I'm connecting with and how that message will play out. So what's going on with my Leos in love? What brings them here today, and who am I connecting with? Who do I need to deliver this message to? Who needs to hear this message, please? Who am I connecting with today? Yeah, I just feel like you're really, really standing your ground in some way. I feel that no matter how you try and approach this, and no matter how you try and analyze it, in the time that you spend as you've taken a step back and just looking in retrospect, you know, looking back and reflecting on certain behaviors and patterns that your person has displayed, as well as your reaction, it's almost like it's out of character, Leo. And so there are certain elements of yourself that you feel you don't particularly like that this person brings out in you. It's almost like they really get under your skin in a way nobody else can. And so this is a very interesting energy, because it's almost like the divine sends us these types of relationships, friendships, or people in our lives because it is an area that needs further development, and we need to further grow in, understand ourselves a little bit better so that we can elevate in that specific area, gain more of a balance, and then really lift our vibration so that we can close out a cycle and begin a new one and start, you know, manifesting continuously and consistently. You know, when there is such a big imbalance in energy within ourselves, we tend to become stagnant, or there is a lot of that backwards and forwards type of, just when you take a step forward, you take 10 steps back type of energy. And so what I'm feeling is that you know, as challenging as some of the aspects of this relationship, is, it also shows you that there are certain areas that you really need to focus on, bringing more into balance, applying more control, holding back when necessary, knowing where to compromise if it's a hard limit or if it's a soft limit. If it's a soft one, it's something you're willing to work with. If it's not, you'll stand firm. And I believe that you have finally come to the realization when it comes to this person, whether you're partnered or you're not partnered, that there are some hard limits that have come to your attention as a result of what you've experienced with this person, that you're willing to fight for what you believe, and that you're willing to stand firm in your morals and your values when it comes to these areas, and you're not going to compromise them, because they compromise your growth, they compromise your emotional well-being, and they lower your vibration. And so I feel that you've taken some time to really withdraw and look at this. You've put in the hard work. You've tried different things with this person. You have watched as it's evolved. And now you're looking at what you've reaped, what it is that that this relationship has reciprocated to you, and how it's helped you, how it kind of levels up to your energy and your expectations, you know. And if it does fall short, where it falls short. I feel like there's a lot of assessing going here. Yeah, so I guess the thing is that, and I don't know why I feel this, but I truly do feel that if you haven't already decided to put an ending to the relationship, it's something you're weighing up very heavily. Yet there is a sense of the unknown, like where to from here? What's to say that when I walk away, I realize that relationships do take a lot of hard work. They take, you know, me investing my time and effort. It's not always easy. Every relationship has its challenge. These are maybe the things that you're hearing other people say and the thoughts that you might have, but at the same time, I feel like something just does not sit right. And I'm hearing Spirit say, you know, really listen to your intuition, Leo, because if there's a difference between things being challenging in a relationship, and there's a difference between it really stunting your emotional growth, really affecting your confidence, really making you lose your passion for life and your zest, that really kind of shadow the essence of who you once were and the essence of who you want to grow into. So we're talking about relationships that just don't align. Really, the energies don't align, and the love may potentially be there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are what we need. It's what we want, because we are drawn to certain aspects of it. And so I feel that you're coming to this realization and you're very impatient. You just want to you can't hang around anymore. Even though you're indecisive about, do I stay or do I go? I still feel that there's this element of, I just want it to be done already. Whatever I'm going to decide or whatever's going to happen, I want to move out of this space of indecisiveness, of stagnancy, of transition, because nothing is happening here. I'm becoming more and more confused. I'm becoming more and more disillusioned, and I'm starting to create, you know, these stories that don't even exist out of what could potentially happen. Okay, so I feel that you're becoming really impatient and you're starting to become more confused about what it is that you want. So let's have a look a little bit further into this. It's very interesting that your person hasn't actually come up, as far as I can see, in this reading at all. I don't feel their energy heavily at all. I feel that this is all you. This is all in your headspace and what's going on with you. Really looking within yourself. I feel that, you know, you have invested a lot into this union, and that you finally are really just thinking about what's in the best interest of the union as a whole, objectively, but not only that, what's in your best interest. So what I'm getting is that you are going to finally come up with some sort of a decision. And for those of you that this message does resonate with, I feel that you have already, it's like the scales are starting to tip. You already kind of decided what it is. It's just a matter of coming to terms with your decision and how you're going to work up the courage that you need. And being a Leo, guys, courage is what you stand for, okay? But for some reason, when it comes to this situation, you're just wanting to make sure that you are making a decision based on what is in your best interest, and not based on a current circumstance, a current disagreement, or you know, the current energy that seems to be not, you may not be in the best situation with your person right now. You want to make sure that whatever decision you're making, it's not because you don't have the staying power, it's because you actually know that there is nowhere further for this to go. Heavy energy, when, you know, the person that walks away, especially when they come from a place of integrity and dignity, Leo. That weight that they carry from leaving is far heavier than the weight of the person that gets left behind. Sure, the person that gets left behind goes through the feelings of neglect, and they go through the feelings of feeling abandoned. But I do feel the person that leaves also carries that weight of forever not knowing whether they made the right choice or not, and forever wondering if the karma that they're being dished out, if it's not to their, you know, if it's not a positive type of karma, is a result of those kinds of decisions. So, you know, heavy energy for you is what I'm getting. And so I feel that once you make that decision, once you come to terms with that decision that I feel you've already made, you are going to communicate. You are going to be very clear, very to the point. You are going to be putting forward your case and the reasoning behind that. You're going to be very careful with your words. You understand that you may be hurting someone's feelings or emotions, and you don't want to come from that space. You definitely don't want to, you know, come from a place of resentment. You understand that there is someone else here that is going to suffer as a consequence of your decision, and you definitely want to come from a place of love, right? Once that decision is made, your energy is going to shift completely. I feel that you're going to go from a place of not being clear, being in this space of feeling unfulfilled due to confusion, due to the, you know, due to those, the unknowing, let's say the unknowing of what this union could bring. You're going to gain the clarity. You're going to see through it all. You're going to see how it's going to shift your energy, and how you can move forward, how you can open up your path and see your path clearly moving forward. It's almost like the penny drops and you gain momentum the minute this communication takes place. And from there, you're going to take every single lesson that you've learnt. You have become so much wiser. You're going to speak your truth moving forward, and you are going to think back to what you've invested and how it has, I suppose, you know, what return you've had on your investment, basically, when it comes to relationships. There's this sense of emotional disconnection. I feel that moving forward, you're going to, you know, having learnt what you invested that did not serve you previously, as far as this union goes, you know what the red flags are, you recognize them, and you'll act quickly on them. You move very, very swiftly to make sure that energy doesn't, plant itself and grow roots in your life. You will get that weed killer on it so unbelievably fast. It has no place in your life. This is the type of energy that I get. So depending on what choice you make, because you do have free will, do you stay or do you go? Either way, this clarity will come with you. This wisdom that you've gained. You have tried so many different things in this relationship that you can move forward knowing how a lot of different approaches, what a lot of different approaches can manifest in your life. So this relationship has definitely brought you a lot of very, very valuable lessons. And I think you already know that, Leo. And so whilst you do feel deeply connected to this person, and while you do feel very bonded to this person, let's say on some level or another, you just know that something is not quite right. You know that there is just a level of love that you have the capacity to experience, that it's just not reaching that level for you. There is something that's missing. And so this is why you're so challenged, because it brings so many good things, but there is also that sense of there's something more that I am not getting here. Okay, and so I guess let me pull out one more card about how you can go about shifting out of this energy, or at least getting from where you're currently at with all the confusion and just the assessing and not quite, you know, really making that decision that you need to make and speak your truth. How do we bridge this gap? How do we work through that energy? Because that is when you gain momentum. When you have this conversation is when you gain the momentum and when you gain the clarity. When you say, this is how I stand firm. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, it fell. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just need to pick up the card that fell. So what I'm getting here is that you are completely going, what the message I'm feeling here is, out of everything that you've tried, so far you know exactly what outcome it's had. You are trying to think of new ways that you can approach this and you're running short on answers. You don't know of any other ways. Like I said, you don't know if you believe that this union may have run its course and that it can offer you nothing further as far as your personal growth goes and growth within the relationship and partnership in a way that you want to see it manifest. And so there is something missing. And so we've gone from definitely standing in your firm to your values and your beliefs, and you're going, Spirit is saying, block out the confusion. If you know to block out, the confusion, you need to come to terms with the fact that what you've done so far has not worked for you. And if you believe that there is nothing more that you can bring to this union that can help it shift its vibration and level up to a new phase that can ultimately give you the kind of love that you feel is missing, then distance may be needed for you to really think about this. Who's to say that you need to walk away and end it? Maybe you just need some space on your own to really work through what it is that you truly want. Maybe with this communication of being really honest and upfront and just being truthful about how you feel in a respectful way and in a loving and caring way will allow a conversation to take place that will inspire you. You know, maybe that is what's going to move this relationship into calmer waters. Or maybe in that moment when this conversation does take place and when you do speak your truth and you know, your person responds, you feel that, yep, I'm absolutely needing to walk away from this. This conversation has confirmed it. So I feel that Spirit is saying, take the time. If you want to block out this confusion, if you want to deal with this stagnancy, if you want to deal with this feeling of not gaining momentum and not moving and not going anywhere, and you know, the feeling of constantly being in the dark when it comes to where is this going to go, have the conversation, and the conversation will give you the clarity that you need to gain the momentum, pick up the pace, and move in the direction that you want to move in, Leo. Wow, how is that? Interesting, very difficult energy. You know, you've got someone here that really cares, but also has been through enough to know that, you know, I just can't see how this is going to work. And there is that disappointment. I totally get it. Because there was a time where you believed that this was going to give you the kind of emotional fulfillment that you wanted, and it just isn't making it to that level. All right, Leo, I hope you found it helpful. Please do tell me if you did. Like, I love hearing your stories, and I do try to comment on all the comments. At this stage, I'm managing to keep up, and I hope I continue to do so. So I will see you for your March 2020 love reading.